Hey, Mamie here with OneJoyousSkip.com. Thanks for joining me today. And I'm going to be making a card today featuring the stamp set by WPlus9 called Kind Soul. And I'm showing you here some of the cards that I created beforehand. And I just really had a great time with this stamp set. It's a fantastic stamp set for so many different techniques, and the floral stamps I use over and over again because there are so many different techniques that you can use and get different results every time. So I'm doing some watercoloring today. I am just putting my embossing buddy bag there over my watercolor paper to release any static and to soak up any extra moisture that might be on the paper. That way none of the embossing powder that I'm going to sprinkle over the paper sticks to the places that you don't want it to. So you use the Versamark ink here, and I'm inking up the stamp set in my stamping positioning tool here, and I'm just pressing firmly, and you can go over it twice if you feel like you need a better impression, but I did pretty good here with just one press and release. So I'm using really high quality watercolor paper, so that usually makes the difference. It doesn't have a whole lot of texture to it either, and so that helps whenever you're doing these intricate techniques and using embossing powder and stuff. So just a tip, use the better the watercolor paper, the better results you're going to have in the end. And so now I'm taking my heat tool and I'm just heating up this whole panel, and I did use some gold embossing powder. So I did try this beforehand on camera to use white embossing powder because I love the look of the white embossing powder, and then doing the watercoloring technique on top of that. But my lighting in my new craft room is not good, so I'm working on my lighting. So I apologize to you guys that the lighting is kind of strange. I have just like this overhead light that's creating a lot of glare. I need some secondary light to kind of help take some of that glare away and to help with the shadows and stuff. But for now, this is all I have, but I will probably by the next video have some better lighting because I just can't stand it. So anyway, I'm using my Gansai Tambi watercolors, and as you could see on that where the watercolors were held, it's very much loved. I use it all the time. And I just put a couple dabs of the color over on a palette, a homemade palette that I just ran a white piece of paper through a laminating machine, and that helps me to where I can put some paint on there and I can see what the colors are going to look like against a white background. And so yeah, that's my highest recommendation for a little palette, to make your own and then just have several of them on hand ready to go, and then you can even let them dry and use them again and again, or you can clean them off and use a clean one every time. So I sped up the coloring process here, and I am just using my water brush. I am using one water brush that holds the color, and then I have another water brush that has the water, and I'm just dabbing on some of that dark color and then pulling that color out with the other water brush. Now I did kind of wet the areas beforehand to really help these colors spread because they are super pigmented. I didn't want to get too dark of an effect. I wanted to keep it a little bit light, but also I wanted to have some good contrast. So I try to leave the ends of the flower petals a little lighter, and you can go in with a water brush and pick some of that color up and wipe it off if you want it even lighter. So that's all I'm doing here, just repeating that process over and over again using this kind of pinkish red color in that Gansai Tambi set. And I'm just dabbing on that darker color, taking my other water brush and pulling that color out. So it's been a little while since I've made a video. We did move into a new house, and so I finally have my craft room set up, but like, you guys, after moving, I have just been so worn out. And today it was 108 here in Texas, and it's just so hot. You just can't even move. You don't even want to do anything. You can't even function, really. Even your house is like struggling to keep up. Your air conditioner is struggling to keep up because it is so hot. and it just really drains all of your energy, especially if you have to get outside a little bit. And I have a 7-year-old, and so we've been inside playing video games, and we have a bit of cabin fever, but hopefully soon this weather will pass and we will get some nicer weather pretty soon. I mean, it probably won't be for a while because August is still also known for being pretty hot, but I don't know, guys. We're getting cooked here. So now I moved on to the smaller flowers there, and I'm using this like blue teal color. I love all the colors in the Gansai Tambi set that I have. They're very nice, vibrant colors, but they're also, most of the colors are a little bit, I don't know if you could call them like tropical or what you would call them, but or if those are just the colors I'm really drawn to. But you can mix and match and make all kinds of different colors if you want to. And so I do go over that, and then I pull it out with my water brush, and then I go in again and add a little more depth in the shadowed areas. But this is like messy watercoloring. I'm not spending a lot of time, you know, paying attention to detail on this because A, it's faster to do it this way, and B, that's the wonderful part of using the embossing, is that whenever you're going to do your watercoloring, the color stays pulled inside of each little area that you are painting. And so it really does all the work for you, and you still get a beautiful end result. So if you're new to watercoloring, definitely try heat embossing your image first, and I think that you will really enjoy the look no matter how. I've been watercoloring for a few years now, and I still just enjoy the look of, with the heat embossing, it looks really good. If you do white or if you do gold or any color really, it looks really good. It gives you that shine, but then it also does that technique where it holds all the water like a well inside of each little area and creates its own little variation, if you will. So every one you do is going to be a little bit different and unique. And so there I was just showing you some of the products that I'm using here to create this card. So my favorite one was probably one that I Copic colored, and I put the hello in silver at the bottom, and you'll see those, I think, again at the end. I'll put another picture still shot at the end to show it to you guys. But since I didn't want to do the exact same thing again, I went with pink and gold this time, and I'm just trying to complement the colors that are in the painting area. And so I'm taking these dies, and I will have all of the products that I used listed down below, and so you can pick some up if you want to try out these techniques for yourself, or if you really like the way that these dies work. I love these border dies here that have like the wave, and they have the stitching and the scallop. It's just really, really pretty and creative, and you don't really have to do a whole lot to make the card really stand out with these pretty frames, and I mean these pretty border dies. And so I will have those listed down below because I think, like I say in most of my videos, I really like a die that's very versatile, and there's so much you can do with these border dies. And so now I'm just running my tape runner there, my ATG gun, over the back of the panel, and I'm going to lay that on my gold glitter cardstock. And I'm going to pop that onto this panel that I cut out with a rectangle stitch die. And I'm popping the image up here with some foam tape. And I'm just going to pop that right on the panel. I'm going to move it over to the side just to give it a little bit more interest. And then now I'm going to go ahead and place it on a top folding A2 size card base, giving it a little bit of a border around the whole thing. And so also, sorry for my nails. The nail polish that I used is like a gel strengthener type polish, and for some reason after a couple of days it starts kind of turning yellow, so I did not like that effect. But I usually use it on colored nail polish, so you can't really tell, but I don't know what's going on here. So it's really good polish, but I didn't realize that it turns your nails like yellow if you use it without any polish. Anyway, so I did use some foam sheets there to die cut out the word hello. And this is the hello from Winnie and Walter, I believe. Or maybe it was waffle flower. I don't know. I'll have to double check. But like I said, I'll have them all listed down below. But I love this hello. It's so pretty and simple. And I like the lowercase letters. And I like using it in that way. And I had to double pop up the O there because there was double layers from that foam tape. So I just added a little bit of an extra O on there. As we speak, I'm sitting here trying to figure out who makes that hello die, because I hate to say the wrong name, but I can't find it right now. So, okay, here it is. It's by Winnie and Walter. Sorry about that mix up. So anyway, I cut it out of that gold glitter cardstock, and I'm just going to pop that right up to my card front. And lastly, I'm just going to add the sequins. But before I go, I wanted to make sure that I did the shout out this week. And so I'm just, if you're unfamiliar, on my Instagram, I am asking YouTubers who, you know, just want a shout out to message me under the post that I made about receiving a shout out. And I think it's just important to lift each other up on YouTube and really anywhere, everywhere. So this week I'm going to be giving a shout out, I guess you could say, to Jess C. And her name is Jess C on YouTube, and then on Instagram it's Jess_C_Lee. And I've been following her for a long time, and I love watching her videos. She's an amazing colorist, and so check her out. I'm gonna leave her pictures here so that you can find her, and then some still shots at the end. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for coming by.